Hi, I'm Stuart. Welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back. This video I give my review of Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. It's the first book by Abby Jimenez that I've read. She is a much lauded author. This book stars Xavier and Samantha. Xavier is a vet. He recently started up his own vet clinic. It's been open for maybe a couple years. Samantha is a social media manager. She does social media content for a mustard company. Samantha discovers an abandoned kitten. She brings the kitten to Xavier's vet clinic to make sure the kitten's okay. He discovers that the kitten has a serious condition that would cost a lot of money to take care of, and the surgery is uncertain, so there's some risk there. Even with all the money spent, won't yield a healthy kitten. Xavier suggests that the cat be euthanized because of this. Samantha gets mad at that, so she starts a crowdfunding project, possibly GoFundMe, I don't remember, but if not, similar to that. She ends up raising enough funds for the surgery, and it costs over $10,000, and Xavier contributed to that, to the GoFundMe. So she gets the surgery. Cat survives. She, a little while later, brings the cat to Xavier's vet clinic again to have the cat looked at. Cat's okay. And in what kind of seems a little very quick for me, partly because of Samantha suggesting it, but Xavier asks her out on a date. And they go on a date, and they're attracted to one another very quickly, which I kind of have a bit of a problem with. The insta-love, very quick attraction. But I should say, too, they're both living in Minnesota. Samantha's mother is aging and has a very serious medical condition, and Samantha needs to go back to California, where her mother, father, and sister live, to help take care of her mother. So Samantha and Xavier had a great first date, but they're not going to be able to see each other anymore because Samantha has to go back to California. She goes back to California. We're introduced to her parents. Her mother is, as I said, has a very serious medical condition, and her brother is sometimes in and out of the house, but he comes home. Because of their mutual attraction, Xavier and Samantha are trying to make a long-distance relationship work. Samantha can't leave California because of her mother. She has to be one of those taking care of her mother. Xavier can't leave Minnesota because his clinic is in a lot of debt. He had to take out a lot of debt to take it out, and he would take a huge financial bath if he left. So they're trying to work it out. The story goes from there. In addition to the insta-love, which I found a little difficult to accept. I could accept one person falling for the other one really quickly, but both of them doing it mutually, that's kind of hard for me to accept. There's also a few things as the story went on were a little difficult for me to accept. But I really loved Xavier and Samantha. I really wanted the relationship to succeed. I didn't quite see how it was going to. Here I'm going to give a little bit of a spoiler. Not super much of a spoiler maybe, but I will put a little text in the bottom of the screen when the spoiler starts and when it ends. I need to say this because I need to talk about why this book resonated with me, some of why it resonated with me. In my mother's declining years, she had vascular dementia, and my sister and myself took care of her. But as her health progressed, not only the vascular dementia, but she wasn't able to be very mobile again. Eventually, she wasn't able to walk more than a step or two. I became her primary caregiver, so I know kind of what that's like. I was able to go to work. My sister stayed home and kept her mother in bed most of the time. Sometimes she tried to get out and fell, so I had to go home. But mostly she was able to stay in bed. So I say that to say that the mother had dementia. She was early onset dementia. She was in her 50s. And so the care she needed, the toll it takes upon her family, is something I could really understand and sympathize with. I mean, anybody would sympathize, but I could sympathize perhaps maybe a little more because I lived through that kind of thing. We did eventually have to put our mother in a nursing home. She spent her last year there before passing, but I just want to mention that to say why the book resonated for me in some ways. I think it was a very accurate view of some of the conditions of somebody with dementia and also the toll it takes upon the caregivers, just how difficult it can be. There was a little bit of spice in this book, not too much, and I'm going to have to give another little spoiler here, I guess. I should have included it with the previous one, but there's one other thing that people may be put off by, which I was actually put off by too. Samantha's father is having an affair. He rationalizes this because of all the stress that's put upon him by caring for his wife. He needs to have companionship. And I didn't really like that. And what I also didn't like is that the brother in the family, Tristan, who takes a little bit of while to get warm to, he's kind of abrasive, but he was really upset by his father having an affair. Samantha and her sister Geneva seemed to just accept it, and that kind of was a little upsetting to me too. I kind of wish they would have had more of an objection to it. I just mention this because this part of the book, this aspect of it disturbed me, and I think it might disturb other people too. So I'm including in a spoiler only because I think that it is something that many people would find disturbing. And I think I just said there was a little spice in the book, but it wasn't too much. It wasn't especially graphic. It was just kind of a little bit of talk, a little bit happened. Nothing really graphic. Nothing. If it's, unless you don't like spice at all, which some people wouldn't, and which is your prerogative, I don't think that aspect of it would be a problem for you. Because it's only a little spice. If you're okay with a little spice, you'll be okay with it in this book. Overall, I really did enjoy the book. I liked the hero and heroine. I liked most of the supporting characters. The situations they were going through were realistic. I didn't mention some of the trauma that Xavier was going through, but he had family trauma in his life too. I thought the stress of the situation was realistic. Overall, I really enjoyed the book, and I'm certainly going to read more Abby Jimenez. I recommend it to anyone who would like to read a romance that maybe a little bit stretches the bounds of credibility, but also talks about some serious topics. And where the hero and heroine really have to really work really hard to make the relationship work. I haven't rated it on Storygraph yet, but I'm likely going to rate it about a 4. Very good romance, and I'm certainly going to read more Abby Jimenez books. This book was a good introduction to her, I think. Definitely read more. I hope you're having a wonderful reading week. I hope you're having a wonderful week in general. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, please subscribe, please hit the bell to get notified when I upload future videos.